Your horse can tell if you love them before you say anything. Most riders believe affection is obvious, that if you feel it, your horse feels it too. But love, to a horse, isn't something you broadcast. It's a pattern they read in your body, your timing, your pressure, your stillness. 5 small things. And the last one is the one that changes everything that came before it. 1. The way you walk toward them. Most riders think the most important part of a greeting is the voice. Soft tone, warm, hello, on the way into the stall. Here's what's actually landing first. A 2013 study tracked horses' heart rates around handlers who were either calm and unhurried or visibly busy, moving quickly, task-focused, in and out of view. The biggest spikes came from the busy handler, fast, purposeful movement, even from someone the horse knew, registered as something to monitor. Separate research on familiar contact found the opposite. A known person approaching slowly with gentle contact measurably lowered horses' heart rates. Voice tone barely moved the needle either way. Your tone isn't what your horse responds to first. Your speed is. Think about how you actually enter the barn. Already 3 steps ahead, tack, feed, time. Your horse feels that, not your mind, your stride. So tonight, try this. Before you walk up to your horse, slow down, just enough that your body stops broadcasting busy and starts broadcasting here. Your horse will register the difference before you've said a word, and the way you arrive sets the tone for everything that follows. 2. Waiting for the invitation. Before you touch them, you've slowed down. Your horse is standing there, calm. Your hand goes toward their neck, almost automatically. In 2021, researchers Lundberg, Hartman, and Roth found that horses consistently sought out a familiar person in uncertain situations, using them as a kind of safe reference point. That relationship is built, or worn down, one small moment at a time. And one of the smallest is this exact reach. Horses signal readiness for contact in specific ways. A lowered head, softening around the eyes and muzzle, a slow turn toward you. These are invitations. I'm ready, come in. When you reach in before any of that happens, your horse notices every time. Every uninvited touch says, my signals don't change what happens next. The hard part isn't understanding this. It's the half second of stillness, waiting for the head to drop, the eye to soften before you make contact. The horses whose riders do this start offering the invitation more, not because they were trained to, because they found someone worth inviting in. Everything so far has happened calm, on the ground. But what happens the moment you actually ask your horse to do something? That's where most riders, without realizing it, undo everything they just built. 3. Pressure without release. You ask your horse to move over, step back, slow down, leg, rein, a hand, a lead rope. Pressure. Be honest. What happens the instant your horse responds? For most riders, nothing changes. The pressure stays exactly the same because they're already thinking about the next cue. And that single habit might be costing you more trust than almost anything else on this list. Horse training runs on a simple exchange. Pressure appears, the horse responds, the pressure goes away. That release is the message. It's how your horse learns what just worked. A study on young horses learning to lead compared different release timings instantly on the first step versus several steps later. All the foals eventually learned, but the ones with a clear, consistent release moment formed the clearest understanding of what was actually being asked. Now flip that. When the rein stays heavy, the leg stays on, the rope stays taut even after your horse did exactly what you asked, they experience something that doesn't respond to anything they do. What follows is confusion, then resistance, then the tension and rushing that gets labeled as bad behavior, when really it's a horse trying to find an exit from pressure that never let up. Every time you forget to soften, even for half a second, you teach your horse that trying doesn't change anything. And every time you release the instant it's earned, you say something they understand at the deepest level. I saw that. That worked. You can stop now. It costs nothing, takes a fraction of a second, and it's the thing most riders forget more often than anything else here. Pressure and release are only half the conversation, because your horse is constantly telling you something long before you'd ever guess. 4. Catching the signal before the explosion. Almost every rider has had this moment. Your horse seems totally fine, standing quietly, maybe half asleep, and then suddenly they spook or shut down. And it feels like it came from nowhere. It didn't. It came from somewhere you weren't looking. Long before a horse reacts in a big way, their body is already talking. A slight tightening around the eye. Ears that lock onto something. Not pinned, just still. A tail a little stiffer than usual, with no flies in sight. A held breath. A horse that goes very, very still. That stillness is what almost everyone misreads. Researchers describe this as a freeze response, often mistaken for calm. Some horses are introverted copers. Instead of reacting outwardly, they shut down internally. From outside, it looks like nothing. Inside, the whole nervous system is already activated. The horse who explodes without warning may have been warning you the entire time, just not in a way that looked like one. This is the moment most riders push for one more thing without ever clocking it. One more step. One more minute of grooming, a spot that's suddenly too much. What changes everything? Next time you notice that stillness, treat it as information, not nothing. Pause. Back off half a step. Your horse just needs to feel the pressure ease, proof that the message landed. When you start responding to the small signals instead of waiting for the big ones, your horse stops needing to escalate to be heard. Everything we've covered, how you arrive, how you wait, how you release, how you notice, is building toward one moment your horse can only offer once all of that is already true. 5. Just being there with nothing asked. When did you last spend time with your horse where absolutely nothing was being asked of them? Not grooming before a ride, not a session, just there. Existing in the same space, no agenda. From your horse's perspective, you're almost always in motion, almost always directing something. Every interaction carries a little bit of, and now we will do this. When you remove that, when you're simply present, asking for nothing, something in your horse gets to fully exhale. In one study, horses spent quiet time near a familiar person, no task, just standing close, sometimes with gentle contact at the neck and withers. Oxytocin levels rose measurably, not from training, not from a reward, but from presence and gentle touch, while cortisol stayed flat. It wasn't stress, it was the opposite. There's something quietly beautiful underneath that. Earlier, research filming horses grooming each other found that when a horse is touched at the exact spot, they'd choose for a herd member to groom. Low neck, withers, the place they can't reach themselves, their heart rate drops by 10 to 15%. In the language horses have used with each other longer than humans have existed, that is what trust looks like in the body. So here's the picture. You arrive slowly. You wait for the invitation. You release the moment it's earned. You notice the quiet signals before they get loud. And then, with no goal at all, you're simply there. Maybe your hand finds that spot at the base of the neck and you stay, doing nothing else. Heart rate dropping, body softening, nothing being asked. That's not your horse tolerating you. That's your horse telling you, in the only way they fully can, that everything else on this list landed. that you're someone they can stop watching, stop bracing for, stop waiting on. That's what it looks like when a horse knows they're loved. If this changed how you think about the time you spend with your horse, hit like and subscribe. We're here every week, helping you understand what's actually happening between you and the animal who's been listening to you a lot more closely than you ever realized.